pretty insightful, informative, but it also was encouraging. You know what I'm saying? And what I found out, man, is that this thing is doable. Because my mind was already made up. You know, I said, you know, I'll never get this done. You know, and I might well keep driving illegally. You know, that was my mindset. You know, but the program helped reinforce the idea that I can get this thing done.
It was kind of an all-in-one, where to get started, and then what process to take after that to get everything going towards getting my license back. Because before it was just in my head, oh, I got to get my license back, got to get my license back. And it's like, where do I start? Because there's so many steps to take to have to do that.
I've had to do the license thing a couple times before, so there was always a little bit more that you can learn each time you have to do it because things change so much. The percentage rates, like the down payment percentage is 5%, which I didn't know, but now I know I only have to pay 5%, which makes it a lot easier to start that payment plan off.
For me, it was very informative because I'm actually in prison for driving on a suspended license after being declared a habitual offender. So I probably would have gotten out and drove again without getting my license because it's very hard to get your license back after being a habitual offender. And when I got the paper stating that I only had a few fines to pay, as well, I thought it was like thousands and thousands, like $20,000, and it's only a few. So I'm gonna be able to get my license back within like 6 months of me getting out, instead of going out there and driving again and maybe coming back to prison.
You know, since I've been incarcerated, my wife just recently passed, and I got 4 small children. I'm also dealing with child support, and I just got so many things attacking me at one time, and that can be pretty discouraging. You know, and just to have a place like Drive to work, right, that can help me, you know, manage some of that stuff, man, where I don't get so overwhelmed, you know what I'm saying, where life get away from me again.
Even though I've got to get my fines paid off to get my license back, that's not going to be realistic because of the amount of the fines that I owe. But I know what I have to do to go in front of the judge to get a restricted driver's license for like doctor's appointments, and me taking care of my dad, take him to the doctor and stuff like that. So it's given me the steps that I know I have to go through to get somewhere, to get going.
It's just a great learning experience. I think that they should really take the opportunity if it's offered to them.
I want to be a better father to my children, you know what I'm saying, and working, right, is a great part of that. You know, and in order for me to sustain a job, I have to have transportation to get to and from that job. You know, so coming to this seminar, right, was a desire that I have just to be more productive in my life, man. And I wanted to find ways on how can I attack, you know, all of these fines and stuff I owe, man, get my license, you know what I'm saying, the proper way.
The information is always there, you just have to utilize it. And if you don't have somebody to teach you how to utilize it, you're in the dark, you know what I'm saying?
Number one, it doesn't cost anything. It's not a long class, and it's very informative. Very informative. You'll pick up a couple, you know, several things that you probably wouldn't even thought that you would need to know.
You know, because once you get the license in your hand, for me, it's like a milestone. You know what I'm saying? I never had a license. I always drove illegally. You know, and living like that, man, is like, it's discouraging. You know what I'm saying? And just to be able to go back and do things the right way, you know what I'm saying, obtain that license, get it in your hand, man, I can imagine that'll make me feel so much better and so much confident about myself.